Hey everybody, welcome to lesson 7. And what we're going to be doing is replacing our lesson 6 program with a user-defined table function, which is really cool. They're really uh, really useful pieces of tech in the well in databases in general, but they're especially useful for replacing programs. So that's what we are going to do. Is if we look at lesson 6, this program is really good for when in terms of RPG, but if we want to be able to access this data. There's just lots of layers of abstraction. So, if when we were calling this, we were using SQL to then call a program, which was then calling a service program, which is then running SQL. So why don't we just make the same thing a lot easier? Why don't we create a user-defined table function which returns the same sets of data? Okay. So to do this, we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and create a new member, lesson7.sql. I'm going to just create it in here first. Don't know why that showed up twice, but there's my lesson 7. And of course, we're just going to write SQL in here. And what we're going to do is create a function called getDepartments, and it's going to return pretty much all the same data that the department table has. And that's really all we're going to do. So let's do create or replace function Barry. I'm going to put it in Barry. I'm going to hard code it in Barry for now. Barry.getDepartments. Okay. And when you use a function, you need to specify what the relational data, what columns it's going to return. So we're going to say returns table. This is a user-defined table function after all. And of course, this needs to match our department, well, basically what data we want to return here. So we're actually just going to return pretty much all this data. So I'm just going to copy it from here, drop it in, and just put all this where it should be. Now, when you use UDTFs, you don't need to specify not null, so we can get rid of those. Let's get rid of all this spacing as well. So that's pretty much the majority of the work over, and in a little while we're going to rename these columns because they're ugly. And pretty much after that, we're just going to say begin, return, and we're just going to do our select. Oh, that should be return, not returns. We're just going to do our select, so we can just say select depno, dep name, and then mgrno, and admr department, and the location, and that's pretty much it. From sample department, nope. Except I'm not going to hard code it. I don't want to hard code where it comes from. And then just a simple end. Now, let me fix up some of the spacing here. Very good. So I'm going to save it here, and I am going to copy it and open up Run SQL Scripts, and I'm going to drop it in. So I'd like to point out a few things before we run it. I'm going to go to my connection and edit my current configuration. I do have Barry and sample on my schema list, and I am using system naming here. Okay, just want to make that clear. But I'm going to go ahead and create it, which is cool. It actually created, and then we should just be able to call it, or not call it. I'm sorry, that's a procedure. This is a function, it's a user-defined table function more so. So we can say select all from table Barry.getDepartments. Now, I don't think it is case sensitive, so we should just be able to call it like so. Yep, and there we go. So that's pretty much what the program was originally returning, and then what we did after that was actually return everything where the manager number was not null. So what we can do, we can just say where mgrno is not null, and let's run it again. And there we go. Now we're just getting everything where it's not null, which is really cool. Now we could actually call our program to compare. So we can call Barry lesson 6. Of course, we're going to get that error come up, but that's okay for now. So now we're getting everything that's not null as well, which is awesome. And we can call our function and get the same stuff. And then call our function again, get the same stuff. Really cool. So we can actually just take a program and make it much smaller and much more easier to maintain, less baggage on it, if you like. Now, that was pretty much all I had to put in this video. Now, of course, I don't think I need to even put Barry here anymore because we've got it on the schema list. Yep, works just fine. So we've just taken an RPG program, converted it to SQL pretty much, and a lot less faff involved really, which is really cool. And of course, because it is a user-defined table function, we can also call it from RPG or Node or pretty much anywhere you like now. Anywhere that can call SQL, you can now call your get departments, which is really simple. And that's pretty much it for this video. I think this is the last video of the workshop as well, so hope it's been good. And yeah, thank you very much for watching.